Wrestling fans, it's around that time, every year, around this time, that we break down and we analyze the latest WWE Hall of Fame nominations. And some years, there are a lot of surprises. And ones that make you scratch your head, and years go by, and you're like, damn, another year that him or her is not in the Hall of Fame. This one's threw me for a loop. We heard the rumors, and I was like, this can't be true, but it did happen. It was first reported by NBC Sports, obviously leaked by WWE, because they love doing this leaking stuff to these sports things. They make them look cool instead of announcing it on Raw. And then they officially announced on Raw that Jeff Jarrett, that's Jeff, Jeff Jarrett is going to be the latest induction into the WWE Hall of Fame. We never thought this would happen. Jeff Jarrett was fired by Vince McMahon on live television on the final Nitro. He was done. That was capital G, double O, double N, double E. He was fired for life, for real, on camera, on Raw and Nitro. And we never thought, especially how his time ended in the WWF, with the whole miscommunication with Jim Ross and Talent Relations and losing to China and appearing on Nitro the next night, and then the whole thing with Vince firing him. We never thought we'd see this day. But the WWE, time after time, shows you that anything is possible in the WWE. Anything is possible. If Bret Hart could have came back, Jeff Jarrett's here, mark my words, CM Punk's going to come back. Bruno Sammartino came back. All these people come back. Medusa. Eric Bischoff was an on-screen character for years. Anything is possible in the WWE. Now, is Jeff Jarrett a Hall of Famer? Well, let's look at these numbers here, these stats. And you're a fool to think that the Hall of Fame in the WWE is just based on WWE, WWF bodies of work. It's not. There are plenty of people in the Hall of Fame here in the WWE that, based on their renowned contributions to wrestling and sports entertainment around the world, not just the WWE. So, Jeff Jarrett, AWA Rookie of the Year in 1986, Pro Wrestling Illustrated Feud of the Year in 1992, along with Jerry Lawler versus the Moondogs. He was the most inspirational wrestler of the year in 2007. He was mostly always in the top 500 singles wrestlers in the PWI 500, ranked number 5 in 2000. Ranked number 78 in the top 100 tag teams of the PWI Year Smith in 2003 with Jerry Lawler. In TNA, obviously, he founded the thing. NWA TNA World Heavyweight Champion 6 times. TNA King of the Mountain Champion 1 time. King of the Mountain in 04, 06, and 2015. TNA Hall of Fame class of 2015. In WCW, he was a 4-time World Heavyweight Champion. A 3-time United States Heavyweight Champion. And also in the WWF, WWE. European Champion 1 time. Tag Team Champion 1 time with Owen Hart. And a 6-time Intercontinental Champion. Now, for a while, that was the most amount of times that someone had ever held the Intercontinental title. So, in a way, Jeff's on-paper body of work wasn't all that bad. And Jeff Jarrett is not a bad wrestler. He's actually a pretty good wrestler. And Jeff Jarrett has been born into this business, and he's been in this business for a long time. He started when he was 17 years old. And if you want to look at it also from the TNA standpoint, yes, TNA, we can all agree out there, folks, that they never really fully reached their potential. And maybe Jeff brought him down a little bit. You know, Jeff always had to win the title, and some of Jeff's business moves weren't all that great. But Jeff Jarrett, think about it. Jeff Jarrett introduced us to Samoa Joe, to Bobby Roode, to Eric Young, to AJ Styles, to Christopher Daniels, to the Cowboy. He introduced us to a lot of people over the years that are now in the WWE that maybe they would not have been if Jeff Jarrett hadn't given them a platform in TNA. And Jeff Jarrett even put some of those guys over in the ring himself after a while. So he has contributed outside of smashing 1,000 guitars over people's heads and having some decent accomplishments in wrestling and being a good wrestler and being just a lifer in the wrestling business. Jeff Jarrett has done a lot. And is Jeff Jarrett a Hall of Famer? That's the $1 million question. Is Jeff Jarrett a Hall of Famer? Well, if I can be serious for a minute, and I say this candidly, as much as I can, is Jeff Jarrett a WWE Hall of Famer? I think he is. I think he's got some accomplishments here that we've read off. I think he's done a lot backstage in the wrestling business. Some bad, I'll give you that. But at the same time, he has done a lot. One thing that bothers me, though, through this whole thing, you can make a case, and yeah, 6-time Intercontinental Champion, 1-time European Champ, Tag Champ. Jeff Jarrett's most memorable moment in the WWF was when China beat him for the Intercontinental title at No Mercy. Thus, here we sit. Jeff Jarrett is a Hall of Famer before China. That doesn't fly. Is Jeff Jarrett a Hall of Famer? Absolutely, in my opinion. But he should not be in before China, the person that was responsible for his biggest moment in the WWF.